second channel content. Hello, hello everybody. My name is Didothy, and I'm joined by two awesome guests. They can introduce themselves, I guess.
Hello,
Hello,
it's me, Connor Quest.
it's me, Shwabadi.
I was actually gonna say Connor Rapp, but I stopped myself. Today we're doing an Apex tier list because what better way to be trendy than to cover Apex right now? Gonna preempt this by saying if we end up arguing or disagreeing or disputing, that's like part and parcel of this process. So don't want anyone going, oh, there's beef, because you know there's gonna be that
Zero animosity.
yeah, there's gonna be that one person out there. So we have 5 levels. We have need to be toned down, overall a bit strong, balanced, lacking, and throwing. And there's a couple of people I think could go into throwing, but you know. So I guess we'll go from left to right. So we start off with Bangalore. So what are your chaps' thoughts on Bangalore?
Bangalore's my man.
Oh really?
I really love her. If nothing else, even if she had no other ability than just she speeds up when she gets shot at, I really love.
That's fair.
I think my only problem with her is she feels clunky. Like whenever I've played her, I did play. I think she was the first one that I played a lot of, like at the start, because I thought that this kind of like I always go with like a soldier kind of role when going into a game for the first time, because I feel like it's always going to be like the most basic and easiest role. But it just even with the like speed up thing, everything about her felt slow.
Okay.
Everything about her felt slow, and I just didn't like the clunkiness of it.
That's fair. I think she has, for being a soldier, I think she has one of the best support utilities in the game. Like the smoke out is really like the only way to counter it is like a legendary sight, and I think that it doesn't necessarily change the game because it's good for escape and it's good for cover, but you also can't see through it, so it's not like caustic gas.
The best use I've ever had with that smoke is I've been on a team where, like, my teammate has the legendary sight for like a sniper, and they're scoped in on some enemies. I throw smoke around the enemies, and now those guys can't see and don't know what's happening, but my teammate can just fucking blast them.
Yeah.
That's the best use for me, and it's not like super common because most of the time it's just covering your tracks while you run away, which is, you know, useful.
She's good
But like
with Bloodhound.
just occasionally when you can either get Bloodhound's ult going or you have the thermal scopes,
Yeah.
you just throw down a bunch of smoke and just cause chaos. It's amazing.
When she first came out, I thought she was a bit broken because she was so fast with her passive. But I think it's been toned down. I'm gonna say she belongs in balanced, personally.
Yeah, I would say that.
I would agree with that. When I first started playing in like season 1, her ult got me so many kills. But I don't think I've got a single kill with it since season 1 ends.
No.
Ability has gone up so much with some characters that it's quite easy to avoid now.
Plus, I think people just know about it more.
Yeah, it's a really big telltale. Like you've got a flare, and when hers drop, they don't immediately detonate. It's Jibs that det straight away, right? So, okay. So the next one is Bloodhound. I'm just gonna put it out. Throwing. He's so useless now.
Yo, I love Bloodhound.
I like Bloodhound.
I love Bloodhound.
I think he's so useless.
We just discussed that he's a good pair with Bangalore.
Yeah, but the fact that you have to pair him up is the problem.
I don't. Yeah, but I feel like that doesn't mean he's throwing. I think. I mean, you're always on a team of 3, pretty much.
Yeah.
And like Bloodhound, I think he's just a useful resource because if you actually like take notice of like the tracking and stuff, and you know, personally, I find the ult really handy because my aim sucks. So to be able to have just a big glowing red target like out there that I can just find, like that's really handy for me. I think he's good with like LMGs and stuff, and obviously snipers. If you don't have a thermal scope already. But I wouldn't say he's throwing. I would say I wouldn't be mad if you put him in lacking, because like you say, he does. He needs to be on a team. He needs to be with other people. You couldn't solo with Bloodhound very easily. because his skill set just doesn't match up with that very well.
I agree.
I would agree with.
See, my major problem with Bloodhound is like he has arguably a really good tactical ability, but the enemy team can see where it's come from, so it's a real risk v reward, and most of the time I don't think I've ever seen a Bloodhound pop that attack and get the reward, because it's just like, well, the enemy team's just going to rush you now, because otherwise they're going to get rushed. Well, I suppose we could put him on lacking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Seems fair. As much as I hate to see him there.
He's useless.
I do like him. I like him a lot. I think his abilities.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's really cool. I felt like he was one of the first ones I picked up when the game first came out. Like, the whole aesthetic of him, everything about him, this whole, like, hunter-esque, it's just wicked, but, yeah, he's kind of useless on his own. Oh, 1 second. I think someone's shouting.
Quick pause.
Quick, while Ninethy's away. Fuck him. Smacked up.
Dickhead.
You're a dickhead. Your mum's a...
Right, someone's decided to have, like, some kind of Mortal Kombat out on the street.
Oh, God.
Right, okay. I'm gonna be... This guy's throwing, alright? Caustic is 100% throwing.
Caustic is throwing. If you pick Caustic, you're throwing.
Thank you. He's so trash. Before you guys get yours in, I have to say, I play with someone who plays Caustic a lot, and every time I'm dead and the teammate's dead and it's just him, he can hold out because he can see through the gas. But when Caustic goes down and the gas gets popped, I'm fucked. I can't see anything, I can't move. And he's like, yeah, but it gets the enemy team as much as it gets you. Not when it's a 2-on-1 and I have no mobility. He gets me killed more than he kills the enemy team.
See, this is where Bloodhound is balanced.
Yeah, when you put 2 and 2 together, sure, yeah. But I personally think Caustic's throwing.
Bangalore, Bloodhound, and Caustic all on the same team. You win.
I wish.
Honestly, that might not.
I like the idea of Caustic, but I will admit that he is difficult to manage. I like the idea. I think maybe if the maps weren't so big, if there were, especially in the new map, if there were more close quarters areas, but there's really not in this map, I think that's where Caustic has faltered a lot. There's obviously the buildings, and like when you get really near the end game, like obviously you can just tank out in a building. I mean, if you had a Watson as well, like Watson and Caustic would be like a good matchup. But yeah. there are a lot of times where you're going to be out in like an open field, because that's just what the new map is more about. I mean, even the old map was pretty open, but you did have like a few more areas, like you had the bunker and stuff.
I think there were open areas in the original map, but there was a lot in, like, they were in between like structural areas, whereas there just seems to be fields. Caustic doesn't shine for me. He has no defensive capability outside of being in a box, and when he's in that box, his team's done for because they can't make use of his utility at all.
He's just situated, and it's not like not a common enough situation where you're going to find yourself in a position where you can do more damage to the enemy than you do to your teammates. I mean, Caustic is like a better solo character. Like if there was a solo mode,
yeah, I agree.
He'd probably be a viable pick in that. But when playing with teammates, he doesn't do anything for a team unit really.
No,
I don't know if that solo mode would even be fun.
It wouldn't, no, because there'd only be like 2 characters that are useful.
They added that before for like an event, and literally all you saw was Caustic, and I think Wraith and Bangalore. That's all you really saw.
That makes sense.
But I'm gonna say he belongs in throwing.
I'm not gonna push him up. Like, that's fine. We need someone in throwing at least.
Absolutely.
Okay, right.
I love him as a character. Like, as a character, he's like so my kind of like villain-esque person.
I love all the character aesthetics in Apex. If there's one thing they really got right, is the characteristics. They're all unique. They all look cool. It's just some of them perform utter dog shit.
Speaking of,
I forgot about this guy. I was like, oh wait, Crypto's a character.
Yep. I this is the thing. I bought him for a challenge, and I just regret every decision. I just don't get him. Like, I get that in high level play he's useful, because there were loads of like high level people using him, like especially when he first came out, and like the scouting thing is really good. The EMP obviously is useful, but I just don't get it. I can't use it. I can't use it well enough to the point where it's good for anyone like below like a diamond rank.
I get that.
You're better off just charging in with like an Octane or someone, or even,
I do remember when he came out, everyone obviously picked him because he just come out and he was new, and I feel like nobody knew how to use him.
No.
Just like he never did anything, and then it's been a while. People have gotten used to him, but now I don't see him anymore.
No, I don't see him.
Nobody picks him.
I think he has. Sorry, go on.
I just mean I don't know anything about him. Because when I see people using him, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And now that it's been enough time for people to know what they're doing, I still don't see him because nobody picks him. It's a mystery.
I play with a guy called Charles Yo, who's really good at this game. And he plays Octane, Crypto, and he's really, really good with Crypto. I've seen him, and it's like, I feel like, taking into account, I play Overwatch with Charlie. Charlie got into Masters before me. He's just an insane player, and it takes someone of that caliber to get any use out of him. And then he stopped playing him when he realized people were dropping their shields before the EMP came out and then picking it back up, so his EMP's useless. So his scouting potential, I think, is through the roof, and he can get the drop on people. I don't think he's a throw pick, but I think he's very underwhelming.
Yeah. I think he's lacking.
Pair him with the blood. Pair him with the blood boy.
Both the trackers, hey?
Yeah. It's just, especially in low level play, scouting and tracking is never your first thought.
No.
I love the idea of him.
Oh yeah.
I really do. I love the concept.
His aesthetic as well, the way he runs. I mean, we're saying this about all of them, but he's cool.
He's a cool dude.
Okay. I think he needs to be toned down. I think he's busted. His kit's the strongest in the game, I think.
That is the first time I've ever heard that from anyone.
That is literally the first time I've heard someone say that. Anything positive about Gibraltar, actually.
Yeah. I have never lost a game when I'm playing Gibraltar. Never. I think I've played over 100 games with him. I've never lost. This is like
weird flex.
But no, think about his kit, right? From a solo perspective, he has a gun shield, which protects almost everything. He takes less damage. He has a shield which he can pop down at any given point, dance in and out of, and heal faster. So from a 1v1 perspective, you've already lost if you want another Gibraltar. His defense is through the roof. And taking into account if he has a G7 scout or a wingman, he's going to pop you in a couple of shots, or he's just going to mince you with like an R99 or shred you up with a Spitfire, His 1v1 potential is through the roof. And if he can get to the end of the game in the last 2 circles with the shield and with his ult, he's unstoppable, because his ult's an instant cast and he can protect himself. You can't push him when he's ulting because he's in the shield. Good luck. And if he decides to throw down the shield and then push you with an ult, good luck hiding somewhere, because the second you go into cover to get away from that ult, he can just push you because he's in the shield. I don't think he's weak. The only time you're really going to get a Gibraltar out is when he's on his own, there's 2, maybe 3 of you, and he's in a field, and there's no cover. Other than that, obviously, because he's one of the thick boys, I think his 1v1 potential is through the roof. I think he's way too strong.
I've never thought he's bad. Like, I've never understood like the immense disdain for Gibraltar, because I have played him quite a bit, and I do.
Yeah,
think
me
he's
too.
good.
Me too.
I wouldn't say he's busted per se. I don't think he has much more. He definitely has the most defensive capability, but that is because he's Gibraltar. He is the defensive character. So I don't know if you can say he's busted for having that just because he's the only character that has it at the moment. Because everyone else is either at the moment a scout or a damage dealer.
Yeah.
Like, there is no other defensive character. Caustic tries to be, but he's not. he just doesn't have that skill set. So I don't know if he's busted. I think he's just in his own lane at the moment.
Okay. That's fair.
I used to play a lot of Gibraltar, and at the time, a lot of people said he was garbage. I think that was just mostly down to his bigger hitbox.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, his skill set's pretty good. Especially, like, I think in a lot of situations, more on, I don't know, on the old map, I guess. I thought he was better.
It bring back King's Canyon, please.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like he's not that strong. He's not bad, but he's not that strong. I would say he's balanced.
Have you balanced?
What? I'd say he's balanced.
I would say overall a bit strong just because he has such a unique skill set in the defensive department.
It's always come down to, I don't think I was streaming at this time, but we I've got a recording of bits of it. We managed to get through the entire ring on the final ring. You know, it's completely destroying our health, and I managed to heal my way through it. I'll tell you who I was playing as in a minute because it's actually busted for this reason. And we almost won the match. It came down to us versus another squad, and the deciding factor was Gibraltar's ult. Like, we nearly killed them. He throws down his shield and he ults, and we're just in a predicament. We have no cover, and if we try and get to cover, once that ult's over, he's already healed because he's got fast charge in there, and he can push us. In instances like that, like you said, because he's the only one that can do that, I think if you don't have a Gibraltar on your team, you are more than likely going to lose just because of how good his utility really is.
I have this weird thing where when I'm in a game, if I see a Gibraltar on the enemy team, for some reason something in my head goes, "Oh, thank God, it's just a Gibraltar."
Really? I run. I don't want to fight him.
I see his shield go up. I'm like, "Oh, sweet, I can push now."
Well,
because it's just, if his shield goes up, that means he's on the defensive.
Yeah.
So if I push up and I'm the one peeking through the shield, I don't know, especially if he's outnumbered, it feels like he boxed himself in, kind of.
If he's outnumbered, his shield is such a telltale sign. Like, it clips through like 2 levels of the like the construction yard. It's like, oh, there's a Gibraltar 2 levels beneath us.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'd place him in balance, but I guess with you guys thinking he's so strong, I would say overall a bit strong.
Yeah, okay, I could agree with that. I mean, I personally think he's the strongest, but okay. Balanced. Just saying.
Yeah.
Balanced.
Yeah, Lifeline. I mean, Lifeline is my most played character on Xbox. I personally just have always enjoyed playing like medics in general. Like, I've played a lot of medic in TF2. Yeah, I just like the utility of it. Like, it's just,
me too.
She has a very useful skill set. Yeah, the care packages are really good.
Did they nerf those? Because I swear, like in season 1, whenever she dropped, there would always be purple shields. And now
I think they boost them at the start of a season just to get the hype up, like people getting the new weapon and stuff whenever there is a new one.
Okay.
I think they boost it a little bit at the start of seasons, and then it kind of tails off towards the end.
Yeah.
So people can actually get the new gold weapons, like when the L-Star came out.
Oh, I want to talk about that later. Oh, fucking hell. I think she's never really shone as a standout character, but she's never really let me down. I think she's got maybe second to, if not the smallest hitbox in the game. I think me and my mate were talking about this. He's like, maybe Revenant's smaller now. I'm like, yeah, but Revenant's got massive shoulder plates. So I think she has a hitbox on her side, but she doesn't have any really offensive abilities unless you play around with her medic shield. I think all around she's probably one of the most balanced characters in the game.
I think she's super balanced, and she's just such a staple as well.
Yes.
There's like so few games that I've played where there hasn't been, you know, a lifeline either on my team or in one of the first teams I've encountered. It's just,
as a character, she's boring. She's the most boring character out of them all, which really annoys me because I like playing her so much. But there's just nothing about a character at all that's interesting. I find
the most interesting lifelines are the one that run to the vault when it's in the circle, and they're dying, and I'm like, how are they just throwing the drone in the? How are you gonna get out of there now? And it's always interesting to watch them try and escape. But yeah, she's kind of boring. But I think she's balanced.
Yeah, definitely. She goes right down the middle.
Okay, I personally think Octane's balanced.
I would say overall a bit strong.
Really?
Yeah, I love Octane.
I really like Octane as well. His healing is just So good.
So useful.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think he's a bit too strong, because I think it'd be different if he either didn't have the passive or his ability didn't take his health, because that is a risk versus a reward. Like, if you're trying to escape and you only have like 40% health, you're going to chunk your own health.
I don't think it's that much of a risk, because I don't think it takes enough.
No, by the time that the stim wears off, you've almost got all of it.
Yeah, I suppose so.
It's like...
Yeah, but his stim also shows you where he is, right?
Does it?
Yeah, he lives at Green Trail, right?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of. Yeah. It's not much of a trail, but
he's hard to hit. So. That's why he's very hard to hit.
Again, he shines less in the new map with his ult.
Yeah.
Because the like buildings are like there's too much height in the area.
Yeah,
I think
there was a lot less like vertical places to go.
Yeah.
I
do think his jump pad is kind of not that good. It's the best use I've seen of jump pads is to slow the enemies down rather than to use it like to actually evade or anything like that. Like when people stick jump pads in doorways or something, if someone's chasing after them, and you just get like wedged in the building. It's like okay.
He gets it quite fast as well, doesn't it? So
it comes up pretty quickly.
Season 3, I played a lot of Wraith because I wanted to see why people played Wraith. And we'll get, obviously she's last, we'll get to her last, but for the love of me, I couldn't decide why people would choose Wraith over Octane. I think he's just a better Wraith in general.
He's free.
I suppose so. Yeah, but it's not that hard to get points, is it?
No.
Plus Wraith has the utility where Octane really just doesn't.
I think he's harder to hit though.
Yeah, he's probably a better like offensive and more selfish character, I think.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I would say he's probably balanced actually.
Thank you.
I'm putting him balanced.
because I don't actually know who he shines with in like a team.
No.
Very solo.
I think maybe Pathfinder, maybe Bangalore. You can get a rush going into a smoked team, maybe.
Yeah. If you want a team player with Octane, it's got to be a team where the focus is just diving enemies, healing up, and then diving other enemies.
I don't think I've ever really
like a lifeline and a Bangalore.
Oh yeah, I don't really ever think I've ever communicated with my team when I'm playing him. I'm just like, they're like, oh, someone's here, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna go kill them, then see you later.
Yeah.
And then I die, and I'm like, what the hell? Where's my team? Okay, I mained him season 1 and 2. Now, I think with the changes to his hitbox and the changes to his grapple, I think he's overall a bit strong.
Pathfinder's
always
good.
Been strong, yeah.
He's always been good, and then they fixed his hitbox and he got better. But I can't really describe him as too strong at all.
No?
I just think he's like middle of the road good. Like he's solid.
Yeah.
No more than Bangalore or Lifeline or anything like that.
See, my reasoning is, obviously his ult I think is balanced. It's not too far, it's not too short, it's just right. And it's good for the utility of getting to the zone or getting a jump up on people.
Again, it works better in this new map.
Yeah, definitely. But I think his attack ability combined with his hitbox means it's very easy for him to escape. If you do manage to hit him in the air, good shot. I often at times when I get hit in the air, I'm like, wait, what the fuck is this guy cheating? His mobility is, because I think it's on a 12-second cooldown as well, which is a bit weird. He can get high and he can get speed very easily with that, making his push potential, his ambush potential pretty high, but also I think his evasion among the best in the game. So I think, I don't know, maybe he is balanced.
Now, where I've always thought Pathfinder kind of shined was sniper role. If you have someone on your team who's actually, they excel as a long range guy, then he flies up to the top of some building and just starts putting fire on people. It's so good. It's only happened like a handful of times where I've actually been with people who can do that.
Yeah.
But even then, like, that's just because the people are skilled. It's nothing to do with his individual abilities. He's balanced. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get the hang of his grapple on controller. It's a lot easier to do on PC.
I've only played a bit of PC, so I need to put like on controller. I think he's so. I don't know if you've ever seen that video where like I grapple round half of the fucking construction site, land in front of a Mirage, and just gun him down instantly. I'm just there like his utility's so good. But are we saying balanced then?
I'd say so. I don't think there's anything spectacular. I think he is just a very good character.
Okay.
Like he doesn't have. He still doesn't have any defensive capability. He doesn't have much offense. Like.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You could use his utility to push in that offense, but
it's just as good as escaping, right? Though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say he's no better than an Octane.
That's fair. Yeah, but a lot of solo play comes into it with Pathfinder as well. Okay, the new boy, Revenant, my new main.
I haven't played him, so I barely even know his skill set at the moment. So you're gonna
I haven't played him. I've only seen
little
videos talking about him.
So he has
just from like the brief glance, he looks like just like Pathfinder on fucking steroids.
I wish he had the mobility Pathfinder has. He has almost no mobility. Aside from, I think he climbs a bit higher, and he
climbs like 3 times as high.
Yeah, but like you can grapple up there beforehand. The thing,
I guess.
The thing with him is he crouches faster, and that's what I think helped me survive the match yesterday, because I wasn't sprinting between healing. I was crouch walking, which is faster than his normal walking, and it's so he like glides across the floor, and it's like I'm just gonna survive this because I think the survivability alone is through the roof. His hitbox is tiny, but he has a ridiculously long cast time on his ult, which I don't know if I like his ult. I don't mind his tack ability. He basically throws out like kind of this orb which detonates, does a bit of damage, and then stops them using their abilities for like 4 or 5 seconds. And his ult is he brings up this totem, and everyone who uses it becomes shadowed, and he's got like this radius around them to which if they die in it, they get teleported back to the totem. So it's like a second life thing, but it leaves you with no health. So you got your shields, but no health. If you go out of the radius, you don't get teleported back to the totem. You lose the ability, and there's no real visual sign aside from a little icon in the corner of the screen. And I've been caught out doing that because I'm in an intense gunfight. I don't notice this little, very opaque, blue line on the floor, and I'm like, wait, what? How did I die? I was clearly outside the radius. I think the cast time is a little too high, and perhaps the utility behind it is in the air because it's only been out for a day. But I kind of think he's balanced.
Just like from the look that I had at him, I assumed he was kind of strong. But
okay,
if his fucking death totem ability isn't as strong, because that sounds.
The climbing thing sounds ridiculous as well.
It's really not.
Yeah, the fact that he can like scale just like a full ass.
Honestly, like it's good for pushing. But like I said, Pathfinder can get up there way before you can. Which again, I think that's just those two are kind of like part and parcel of that kit. But I don't think I've climbed a building and been able to rush someone on top of it. A, because you can hear him coming. And B, there's a chance they've already moved on by the time you've climbed up the building. If it's like 1 or 2 floors, maybe. But if like the 3rd floor, like the limit, he does slow down quite a lot. So maybe it's down to the player more than anything. I think he's balanced, but if looking at it, if you think he's overall a bit strong, I can put him up there. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Just hearing this, yeah.
That's what I'd suggest.
Overall a bit strong. I mean,
I do need to play him.
He looks so cool. He's my favorite looking character. Look at him. He's
the robot Reaper boy.
Yeah, he basically. Okay, we're on to Mirage.
Now Mirage was.
I think Mirage is kind of weak.
He was very strong.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I think Mirage is kind
I think people are used to him now.
Like,
no one gets fooled by like the decoys anymore.
No. I mean, maybe occasionally in an intense gunfight where you're just thinking, I've got to kill these people.
Yeah.
But he's not really good for a bait and switch like he used to be. I think his ult gives him away more than it helps him sometimes.
Yeah. I think if the ult had better AI, it would be more useful. Like if they shot and like did fake bullets or something, or like maybe some of them were downed.
Some of them would
there was a bit more variation in how the decoys like acted.
Yeah.
That would like throw you off a bit more. That would be more useful.
Like you look on the Mirage Voyage, they're all like dancing or doing like the Titanic and stuff. It's like so in lore, his clones, the holoclones, they do move. I don't know why they just don't do it in game. I'd say he's throwing, to be honest with you.
I was just gonna go lacking.
Oh, fair enough.
For that, I do not see many Mirages about anymore.
No.
And even when I did, I don't think there ever was a massive amount. Because I think because he was like one of the 2 that you could buy, I feel like everyone wanted to play Caustic because he looked cool.
Yeah.
And there was like a select few people that got Mirage.
I think I was one of the few people that got Mirage because I got a legendary skin for him.
Yeah.
And that's it. So, we got a throwing, we got a lacking. What are you thinking, Connor?
I would say throwing just because he actually has 0 utility.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
About it. There's very, like, nothing.
And he's,
like, nothing.
I think he's another case of solo play over team play.
Yeah, but even solo play, like, what can you do to help yourself? Mirage?
Yeah.
You can't do anything.
Yep.
He literally is 100% based on gunplay.
Shwabadi sounded like you wanted to say something here.
No, his execution animations are really cool though.
If we're going off that alone, if we're going off the animations alone, Revenant's just going up there.
Okay, put him in throwing.
Yeah.
Someone's got to join Caustic in there.
I just like Mirage.
Yeah.
I like Mirage.
Like the character. I think I've only played as him like 3 times though.
Yeah.
But
Right, on to Watson.
Lacking.
Lacking? Straight away, just off the bat, lacking.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that?
I've never had an issue with, like, whenever I see the fences and stuff, like, they never have given me an issue. I've never been in a situation where I've gone, oh god, it's a Watson. Like,
yeah.
they don't really, they're very easy to get rid of. They're easier than caustic canisters to get rid of most of the time. Yeah, I just don't have an issue with her at all. I think there's not really a lot about her to play.
I think from a team perspective, I would sooner have a Watson on my team than a Caustic if we're gonna go for the trapper lockdown mentality, because she still gives the alert audio cue. Her traps, obviously, they do sometimes warrant caution rather than a push, and she doesn't fucking blind me when we're being pushed, and she helps my shields, which is a plus.
Yeah, but then you'd sooner have a Gibraltar as your defensive.
Oh yeah, 100%. Gibraltar is just a must pick, I think.
Yeah. So then, I think when you have a Gibraltar, there's almost no need for a Watson.
No, there's almost no need for a team when you're playing as Gibraltar.
No.
Literally. God, I think he's so broken. Oh. So
you just make me want to play Gibraltar now.
He's so good. I don't understand how you don't think he needs to be toned down.
But then, as well, like, because crypto now exists, Watson is also more useless. Because he can just shut down all the stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, all the defense is just gone.
That's a really bad matchup when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, she doesn't have any kit like a Gibraltar does with his own kind of just general tankiness.
What's her passive?
Couldn't tell you.
It's Spark of Genius. When she uses her ult accelerant, it fully charges her ult.
Oh
instead
yeah.
Of...
Oh, that's fucking useless.
Yeah, who uses ultimate accelerant?
The only character that I think should use ultimate accelerant is Lifeline.
Yep. Literally
It's
pointed
like
to it.
it's so shit for everyone else.
Yeah.
I think I've used it a couple of times on Revenant just for the push, but okay. So we're saying lacking then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say lacking from a kit perspective.
I would honestly say, yeah, maybe. Because when you look at her against like the four that are imbalanced.
Yeah, I really like having a Wraith on my team. It's like if I was to pick a team, just like out of all the characters, I would probably go with Lifeline and Wraith as my teammates. Just because of the utility, I guess. I just really like Wraith's Portal.
I think the sweat, like me and my friend Almon, when we play, like the sweatiest people we ever come across is either a Pathfinder or a Wraith. I understand Pathfinder. Wraiths are like the thirstiest people out there. Like they down you, they will travel to Mordor and back just to kill you. Like they will risk hell on earth to get that one kill. I don't understand why it is. It's Wraiths and Pathfinders, but in my experience it is. But her hitbox. Sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say Wraith players were very excited when Octane came out.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
Wraith was like the pre-Octane. Was like just the rush in, like get your stealth on, just go straight in and then dip back out really quickly.
Octane's so much fun, but like her attack ability, I think is the worst in the game. Like Mirage, you might be able to distract someone. You can corner off an area with Caustic, dooming your team. You know, Bloodhound lets people know. Wraith, she disappears for 3 seconds with a slight speed increase. No alert as to when it's going to cancel. She can't cancel it herself. And it tells everyone where she is. And she can't see anyone in it. So when she comes out, I don't think I've ever seen a Wraith come out of her attack ability and kill someone. Because everyone's just like, oh, there's Wraith. We'll just wait 3 seconds and she's dead.
Well, it's just an escape ability.
Yeah, but
it's the same as Octane's like speed boost.
Yeah,
except it's harder to see her.
Yeah, but Octane speed boost.
It's harder for her to see.
Yeah, Octane speed boost you can shoot and it's faster. Whereas Wraith is like, it's 3 seconds of a minuscule speed boost, and you can still see her. She has no clue where she's gonna pop out of.
I think if she got some kind of buff after using it, it would be more useful.
I think she should just be able to see people in it. Because the amount of times I've ran in it, popped out, and there's just been someone standing right in front of me, and I'm like, well, I didn't. Well, I'm dead. That's really bad for an escape. Her portal, I think, has some uses. It negates damage. It gives her an incredible speed boost. But, you know, I'd rather take Pathfinder's zipline because it's like, it's an immediate thing, whereas you have to wait for the Wraith to come out of the portal. And even then, it's not a significant distance.
Okay. Maybe lacking then.
Maybe lacking.
It's fair. Her tactical abilities kind of garbo.
It's trash. I really like. But then again, like some of the best players I know are Wraith players. Is it just her hitbox?
It was her hitbox.
I think it was just before Octane came out. She was, you know, the drop in, drop out little kamikaze fighter. And I think people just got used to her, so they didn't want to switch.
Yeah,
I think that's literally it.
I mean, she's like up there as one of the coolest looking ones, I think.
It's a bit too edgy for me.
A bit too edgy. Oh, don't play Revenant then. He like refers to people as skin suits.
Ew.
Yeah, when I mark people, he's like skin suits over there, and he's like, I used to wear a skin suit and shit like that. But then when you like target the drop pods or the revive ships, it's like meat cotton carrying in some more flesh and shit like. It's really weird. It's like I thought you were an assassin, not a fucking edgelord. Like Jesus Christ. But yeah, ignoring his edginess, yeah, I think he's cool looking.
So no one's too powerful. Everyone has their.
Man, nah. I still think Jibs is so strong. Honest to God. Can we agree he has the best 1v1 potential at least?
No. I think Octane does.
Octane? Nah, man.
I think Octane does.
Why?
I think an Octane would win against
He heals.
Yeah, but his heal means nothing. Like, he's got the speed
He heals,
boost.
and he's, like, super hard to hit.
Yeah, but you've got to hit the Gibraltar as well, who's got a shield.
Yeah, but the Gibraltar is locked down in one position.
He doesn't have to be. If you start...
No, but that's his thing. For Gibraltar to function the best, he's basically stuck, and Octane just fucking runs circles around him. I just think that if you 1v1 anyone as Octane, you have a much higher chance of winning.
I don't know. Maybe. From a speed perspective, potentially. If it's in an open field, probably. Which, let's face it, this map is just an open field. Yeah. The new building they've added is completely fucking useless. I was like expecting it to be like, oh, you can explore to the top of it. No, you can explore 2 floors. It's like, okay. Yeah. Alright. Bit of a pointless add-on. Okay, so... There's one thing I want to address in this season before we finish, is making the L-Star a map pickup is the biggest mistake Respawn have ever made. That gun is fucking busted. Have you killed anyone with it or been killed by it yet?
I honestly, because it was like care package, I haven't seen it like barely ever.
No, I haven't even used it.
You can pick it up on the map now, and it's like, because like you open up one of the bins and it's there. It's like, well, I'm just gonna delete. If you get that game early on, expect to come out of that match 8 kills right at the start. It's so busted. Respawn, please fix, please. I'm rather happy with this tier list.
I found it a bit too hard to control. Honestly, I thought the recoil was just a bit too much.
Yeah, I've got a clip of me, like, storming into a room. My teammate's, like, trying to chase this Bangalore. She's like, haha, I've got you pinned down. And I just kick open this door with an L-Star. And she turns around. By the time she's turned around, she's gone. She's deleted. It's like, yeah, you're not surviving this gun. Alright, okay, well, that's it, everybody. That's our tier list. I just want to throw out there saying Respawn, fix the game. It keeps crashing every time I'm about to kill someone and it gets me killed. Fuck you. Thank you to Connor Quest. And you can pronounce your name because
you can do it, dude.
Shwabadi.
You want to talk.
Bro, honestly, I heard the worst one the other day. I thought Nanette Thigh was like really bad. No. I heard 9 at thigh. 9 at thigh. What the fuck is Are we like some kind of elven Lord of the Rings folk or something? What's going on here? I ain't like some kind of ancient city. But yes, thank you very much. I agree with this list. I'm happy that he needs to be toned down. And that's it. Thank you, everybody. See you later.